what we got this time?
I had to reread it too to remember. Normally, just writing it's enough to be like, oh yeah, no, that sticks in the memory. Uh, let's see. To make a long story short, initially we were planning to go to Kraghammer through the Traverse Junction, but we ended up hearing some rumors at the Lamia about Rothgar's ship and crew being out and about and active. Rothgar requested a day to investigate, which we agreed on. When that day came around, we all woke up to letters slipped under our doors from Sir O'Donnell, who was the assistant to the Mistress of Defense, asking us all to come for unknown reasons, but to do so as soon as possible. Most party members lamented being drafted effectively by the council. But we went and were kind of hired for a job. We didn't get paid. Instead, we got relationships. We did a little, networking as our reward instead. Got a few little odds and ends. In the time we had before we left, Rothgar and Oliver went to explore the port and got into all kinds of trouble. Of culminating in getting only a very small amount of information and almost being arrested, running away from the guards, getting met by a seeker after rejoining the rest of the party, saying, "Hey, we'll sweep it all under the rug, but don't do it again, morons." um, we all from there pretty much immediately headed out, went north, went to deal with the giant. Uh, After a few days, we made it to the checkpoint that we were supposed to be clearing out. Alba was smart and was sneaky, and Geckel and Oliver were less smart and decided to go up and try to talk. Had a language barrier get in the way, culminated in a fight. We won. We got hurt along the way, but we won. And that's right where we left off, as we had just searched the bodies and haven't really done anything else since then. Also, somewhere in that mix, we heard some more rumors about cult activity out to the west. Near, I have it written here somewhere.
It was Joran
Joran,
Village.
Joran Village. Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
All right. So yeah, we finished off with you guys having just taken care of the giant problem at the passage to head up towards. Actually, let me pull you back to this map. Up in this general area near where the river separates. You successfully got rid of a group of giants that were not really using it as a fort, but more of just like an outpost. What was explained to you was that they wanted to send a smaller group in first, so that way they wouldn't see a very large group marching, to give them a heads up where they could retreat and warn the others. This way, you took them out, and hopefully the marching troops will have a bit of a surprise when they get there. So you successfully did that. And I believe everyone was discussing what to do now. I know you guys were planning on heading back, but I remember you guys were ending with some sort of a conversation. I don't remember exactly what you all were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about what we should do from here, and kind of, I think, all on the same page of back to Iman to get to Kraghammer was kind of all.
Yeah, and I think we were going to look around our immediate area, like the giants, the little gateway, that type of thing.
All right. So then in that case, you guys, it's getting to be probably close to nightfall. You might have another hour to two if you wanted to get a move on at any point tonight, or I mean, you are kind of in a safe-ish area. You could there are little like guard postings inside the gateway, so you do have somewhere to stay if you wish to.
Might as well stay here for the night.
I agree. Yes, it's already pretty well set up for defense.
Agreed, but we should keep an ear out in case any more of their clan turn up.
But of course,
That sounds like a good idea to me. It's certainly use the rest.
see if anyone else possibly ran off while we were dealing with these fine folk here.
Yes, unfortunately, I wasn't able to see anyone run off. I was too busy trying to catch boulders with my face.
So, is there anything before the sun goes down or before you guys are going to sleep that you want to do?
Just searching around the area. I don't know if we did that before the end.
No,
Mm.
I think we
We
kind
searched
of...
the giants, but not really their camp at all.
Yeah, I think you did take stuff off the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Most of the weapons were far too large for any of you to use like comfortably. The other like the Goliaths had the standard like barbarian type stuff. They had worn battle axes and no armor or anything like that. But yeah, whoever wants to have a look around inside, go ahead and roll investigation. Well, Alba, going through some stuff, you do find what appears to be like the previous tenants, I guess you could say, whoever was using this little barricade before, an armory of theirs. It's your standard weapons that don't look like they've ever had much use. So if anyone wants a new like standard weapon, whether it be a long sword or anything like that, they would have some here. Suits of leather and studded leather armor are there, and with a 19, yeah, you do find where they had a. It appears to be newer, so you're assuming it's from the tribe that was here. But they do have a little chest hidden off underneath one of the beds that contains about 200 gold worth of assorted gems.
Well, clearly they don't need them anymore.
Of course, now they're all ours. That and the party loot.
And again, you guys have a place to stay. It will probably take you about 2.5. Like if you leave tomorrow morning to head back, you'd probably get there by. If you wanted to rush, you could. You could probably get there like maybe by noon the second day. If you don't want to rush, you would probably get back to Iman right before nightfall of the second day. Or maybe a couple hours after nightfall, I think.
I see no real rush unless we decide to.
No reason to rush for me either. Unless you want to get to Kraghammer as fast as possible, Barney.
Not really.
Then leisurely pace seems fine enough for me.
So, everyone can go ahead, have a long rest. Is there anything anyone wants to do before the rest happens?
Yes, I would like to look around to see if there's any tracks leading off from the side of the gates where they came from.
Where they came from.
Yes, because
Okay.
we approached on one side, obviously they were on the other.
Okay. I mean, so you're looking for tracks of, like, are they tracks you want to find that are coming into this encampment, or the ones that you were talking about if someone ran away when they saw you?
From
Or
what
both?
Both, really. It's a case of if we pass the people back on the road, or when we get back to Imon,
Okay.
maybe some more information for them.
Oliver will try to help Hrothgar help Geckel with a little bit of guidance.
Go ahead and do your survival. Okay. With a D4. Okay, 15. All right. You don't really see any tracks of, I'll say, any fresh tracks. So nothing within the past at least few days that are really traveling much on the road. Looking around, there is a bit of a path that leads up into the mountainous area in this direction. Maybe like it's mostly due east, but a little bit to the south, right off the river. And you do notice that has a bit of foot traffic that looks like it came from the tribe coming down the mountain and overthrowing the people at this garrison.
Okay, well, that's at least something we can pass on to the forces coming up.
But everything else, from looking around, the best you can tell, the road has not been traveled in maybe a week to 2 weeks, you would assume.
Well, that's a lot better than nothing.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Change spells, and then I'm also going to get rid of Phantom Steed, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, you could just cast it right now and then just send it off.
Well, the
just for
problem is
fun.
that I used up all my spell slots in the fight, so I can't do it before the rest.
No, you could. The ring doesn't take a spell slot. You literally
Yeah.
cast the
Oh, yeah.
the ring.
Stored in
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Duh.
You
Yeah.
could literally
So
just
I will.
cast.
Yeah, I'll just
Guys,
make
look what
some
I can do.
weird. Yeah, exactly. I'll put a weird skeletal looking horse out there just for
Trying to
fun.
remember, how long does that last?
I think it's only an hour.
Cool. So for
Sounds
an
right.
hour, we have a horse.
Mm-hmm.
I can
A very
go
fast
100
horse, too.
feet around.
Right. So, it seems like everyone is ready for bed. Then in that case,
I
now
don't think so.
the long rest could be done. I'm not gonna make you guys do watch because there is like locks on the gates and stuff like that, and it's a well built thing, so it's not like if someone was trying to break in, you'd hear it. So I'm not even gonna make you bother doing stay up to do watches. But the next morning comes. It is a bit dreary outside to start the day. It looks like some rain might be coming in again. And it is a brisk autumn morning, so it's definitely a little bit chilly, especially with how far north you are, but nothing like very uncomfortable or anything. So you guys all wake up. There is definitely somewhere that you could throw some meat in to cook up or anything like that you want. But other than that, you guys are ready to move along as you wish.
Oh, should we pack up, I suppose, and head our way?
Might as well. No use staying around here.
It would probably be best if we can get back, or the forces leave, so they know it's clear.
Yes, the sooner the better.
Okay. Well, like I said, it will be either it's going to be just under 2 full days travel to get back. So, is there anything anyone wants to do over this time?
Since I do, Oliver's probably keeping his head down a little more than usual, a little quieter, but nothing in particular.
I guess if would Albert notice that is the question.
Roll perception. Are you trying to hide, or is he just clearly down about
He's
something?
just clearly a little like
Okay.
not so
yes,
happy.
you would notice it.
But-
Yeah. Then one of the nights she would just ask to take watch with him and then sit beside him and be like, "You've been a little bit quieter than usual. Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm really sorry about what happened in Amon.
Oh,
I
no.
messed up.
No, I don't blame you at all, darling. You were... honestly, I put all the blame on Rothgar. He should know better. And unfortunately, he doesn't seem to know better.
I mean, I know I haven't been doing this very long, but I feel like I should have too, and I didn't, and I could have gotten everyone in trouble.
You know, explorers make mistakes, adventurers make mistakes. It just happens sometimes. You learn from those and you try not to do it again. I've made plenty of mistakes in my past, and one got me killed. But I'm back, so it's fine.
Oliver will just like give a little bit of that, like the half smile, even though he doesn't really like want to smile, kind of thing. But I guess no one died, so yeah.
Yeah, no one was sent to jail. I mean, in our past with the commoners, me and Barnabas have to break people out of jail once or twice. It happens with adventurers sometimes.
Really?
Yes.
Like, okay. If you don't mind me asking, like, what happened?
It's kind of stupid, really. One of our groups of the commoners was trying to honestly do what Rothgar does sometimes and steal some things. It didn't go too well, and said person got sent to jail. This didn't really happen in Imon, it happened in Kymel, which I guess some things like that happen sometimes, and we were able to get into the building, almost got caught, had to run, used some invisibility spells, not cast by me, obviously. I don't know how to cast spells, except for the Scorching Ray, that's fun.
I was
And
gonna say I had seen you do that one.
yes, yep, it's the nifty circlet. And
Oh, right.
yes, so some invisibility spells, some teleporting spells, and we were able to get ourselves out of the dungeons. We avoided Kymel for a bit after that, but I mean, they can't really hunt every single person down that decides to steal. How much did they decide to steal? It wasn't even 1 gold, it was just a handful of silver that they got.
I mean, Kymel is home, but it certainly wouldn't be the first or last story of someone in a pocket there.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. Even if you were sent to jail, we would have gotten you out. And I've got the clasp on my side now.
Yeah. Sure, that's entirely safe, by the way.
I think it'll be fine. I just won't cross paths with the clasp and do what they ask me to do, and hopefully hopefully we don't get attacked by the other side again.
All right. I mean, I trust you guys to know better. I just clasped a little nervous. So, right. Okay. Yeah. Just back to doing watch, I suppose.
Anyone else over the day or so of travel so far?
Nothing for me this time.
Well then, in that case, the first day passed rather uneventfully. The second day passes, well, I mean, unless you consider that it did start actually raining with a little bit of like slushy snow mixed in with it. As you started moving further to the south, though, as you like got out of like the mountain range area, it did just turn to regular rain. But it's just rather dreary and cold and damp. But on about an hour or so after nightfall, the second day of travel, you guys are able to make it back to the gates of Iman. There is like the last time you came in the eastern gate, you remembered seeing tons of travel coming to and from it. This time, there's really no one waiting in any sort of lines or anything. It seems like this road has not been being used very much since it travels up to the conflict with the giants. So, uh, you are let inside the gates. What do you want to do? It is again. It's just after nightfall. But you guys are free to do what you wish.
I believe the sooner we hand in our report, the sooner our business is concluded with the council.
Would they even be open at this time?
I assume if it's a council that governs a city this size, there would be someone conscious at all times.
Even if the Mistress of Defense or Sarah aren't there, someone would probably be there that can tell them. And the sooner they know, the sooner they can leave safely.
That's true. Might as well go give it in then.
All right. So you're heading back to the Citrine garrison.
Yep.
You guys will make your way back. And entering the garrison this time, it is extremely lively. This time there are many people donning armor with weapons at their sides. Everyone rushing around. There are some who are in somewhat you could tell it's a different type of armor and such, wearing different colors that are shouting orders around. And it takes you guys a couple of minutes, but looking around, you do see Sura, and she is kind of off to the side having a discussion with like another three people, only one of whom has is armored. It looks like the other three or the other two maybe assistants or something like she is. Um, Seems completely oblivious to you. She's in the middle of doing something right now.
I'll just walk over and just go like,
Mm.
She finishes up a quick sentence that she was saying, and she looks over her shoulder and sees it's you. She goes, yes. Give me a couple of moments. We're just setting things up. A bit busy here for one moment. If you here, you remember where my office was. Go sit for a few minutes. I'll be there soon.
yeah, nods and heads off and signals to the rest to follow.
All
Will
right.
do.
She's
As
leaving
they-
us at her office.
Yeah. As we pass the, I guess, guards or soldiers or whatever, Elbow will just be like, heading off to fight the giants.
There is a rather small-looking female who kind of notices you say it as she's walking by. She isn't like many of the other people are wearing like heavy armor and such. She has on more your style of armor, like a leather armor, very light looking, with a crossbow slung over her shoulder. And she kind of looks and she goes, "All right, I think I'm gonna be leaving tonight with the rest of the scouts, and we're gonna start marching in the morning. I guess everyone got ready a bit quicker."
Good luck. We emptied the barricade for you, so
Oh,
hopefully things will be easier.
we heard they sent a group, so we're not gonna have anything to worry about. That's good to know.
Yes, and we encountered nothing coming back to Iman either, so should be clear unless something moved in by the time we left it.
But there was a
Well-
path on the way back near the river. It seems that's where the group of Goliaths came down from, so be wary.
Before the barricade, then.
Correct.
Very good. I'll let them know. We appreciate it. Good work, and she kind of looks and she goes, "How big are they really?"
Very large. I admit my fighting style turned into more hide and attack than usual.
That seems to be what I specialize in. So wish me luck, I guess.
Definitely. Good luck.
She nods and heads off.
Should we warn them about the flying boulders?
I think they know. I mean, it's not. You don't really miss such a thing.
So
Well,
not the first time they fought giants.
They'll certainly know once they make it where
oh,
we fought. I don't think we cleaned up any of those.
you'll certainly miss the boulder if you're not expecting it to come at you.
So you guys make your way. You are waiting probably in her office for maybe 5 or so minutes, and she walks in, and she looks absolutely exhausted. Uh, she gets behind her desk and like kind of just flops back into the chair. She goes, "Well," she tries to somewhat muster up a smile, but it's only halfway there. She goes, "Very glad to see you all back safely. What do you have to report?"
Well, we
Well, their encampment has been cleared.
Were you able to make sure none were able to escape to give warning that forces were coming?
We did not notice any leave, although Geckel did find a path. If you want to explain what you saw.
yes, before we reached the barricade, there was a path where the river meets the road. It seems that's where the Goliaths came down from the mountain.
Well, as long as there was no escape towards the north, up towards Daxio, that should be considered quite the success.
Out of character, didn't we also like at least partially destroy the gate?
We completely destroyed the gate. We like
Yeah,
ripped it
it's-
off its hinges.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. They don't know that yet, unless you want to tell them.
We
The
can
Giants
say,
did
"Oh,
that. We
yep.
didn't do that.
Yep, the Giants did that.
Ignore the scorch marks from the fireballs. It's fine.
So she kind of looks at you all and she lets out a big sigh and goes, "Pardon me, I'm just a bit tired. It's been quite crazy around here, getting everything prepared for tomorrow's march."
What happened? It seems like you are getting ready sooner than expected.
Well, to be quite honest with you, uh, uh, the mistress seems to be quite ecstatic that she gets to uh, finally prove herself as the mistress of defense.
Oh, well, good luck
Nice.
to you. Hopefully, you get some rest on the road.
Oh, I will not be traveling with her. I will be making sure things run properly here while she is gone.
Excellent. Then, and very nice sleep tonight.
Maybe tomorrow, but once they leave, I will probably be working through the night tonight. But if it will keep the mistress and the troops safe, then I'm going to do what I can. So, uh, as you all, well, hopefully all remember, uh, I did tell you what we could offer in return for this job. So, uh, what can we do for you? I believe mention of the Traverse Junction, uh, that you may wish to have a bit of access to it from time to time.
Yes, that was something that I was very interested in.
Right. Well, it's pretty late at this point. So when you get there, if you can ask for Xanthus, he is the gatekeeper for this time of night. You can give him this, and she hands you a folded letter with a seal on it, so it's sealed shut. And she goes, "Just give him this, and I'm sure everything will be taken care of."
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Um, Again, if there is anything else, please feel free to ask. If you need any help with anything, we are here. Other than that, I do have to get back to work. So, is there anything else before we can end this conversation?
Well,
Nothing from me.
I believe a few of our compatriots here were looking for information.
Right. Information on what? I can absolutely point you into the direction of someone who would have the knowledge, most likely, I should say, of what you seek.
I remember Barnabas asked about the ingredients you're looking for, right?
Yeah, Barnabas was the ingredients, and it was also you with the gilded lily,
Ah,
and
I mean,
Hrothgar with his ship.
I think Rathgar kind of knows what's going on with his ship right now.
I mean, there's no real rush for anything with that. I mean, the other stuff's really more important.
Oh, you might as well get the information now. Give them time to search for it.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, 1 second. She pulls out a pen and paper and so, anything that you would like to look into, please just tell me now.
Yes, I'll perhaps information on your father's old band then.
Yeah, it's just the whereabouts of the Gilded Lily, and would be all I'm really looking for. But the other stuff really is it's more something more important. So that can wait.
Dear, did you have a look around when you got in here?
Uh, yeah,
That was just the military jobs for us. Asking someone to give a look into this is not going to hinder any of our other efforts.
um, okay, yeah. Um, just their whereabouts then. The last I heard, they might be down in the direction of the archipelago.
To the southwest a bit.
Yes,
Right? I'll
that's
have someone go talk to the people at the dock, see if they know when they left and such.
that information is quite old, so it's just they might like a couple of years at least. So
Luckily for you, the dock masters are great record keepers. So, uh, even with it being a few years ago, we should have some sort of record of, especially a guild that was leaving. So, we
all
should
right,
have a bit of information.
thank you.
Of course. What is this, sir? And she kind of nods towards you, Barnabas. She goes, "You're looking for some sort of ingredient?"
I don't think he's here right now.
Yeah, waiting for her to jump in. I was wondering if he had disconnected
Oh,
or
no,
something.
oh,
He
Barnabas.
just
There you go. Yeah, she looks at you because someone had mentioned that you were looking for ingredients and asked you if you needed any help with anything.
Yeah, I think I previously asked about the hullberry.
That was the one down south, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mentioned the other one too, which is like the
Oh wait, in
uh,
this you did ask her, correct?
Yeah.
Or did you ask in the Temple of Ioun? I can't remember.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay.
both, I think.
Okay, well then in that case, she does give you information. The Hullaberry is down. I can't read the name of that river. Here, I'll just pull you here because I can't read the name of it. And down here, ooh, shift ping you. Down here, it is known to grow on the banks of this river, which I cannot read the name of. But it is known to grow there. The easiest way to know where one of the plants that sprouts it is you will see other dead trees around it because it kind of vines around and takes nutrients away from the surrounding flora. So it kind of survives off of the other plants in the area. So you see a bunch of dead stuff with something like that around it. That's probably what you're looking for. And then ice root, she tells you, is the only known location where it grows naturally is very far north in the Neverfields. It usually grows within probably about half a mile or so around what's known as Dragon's Eye Lake, which is right there. It is it's a flower that grows. It is a light blue color. The flower does nothing; it's just pretty. But if you dig down underneath it, you can extract the entire root. It looks like it's sort of crystallized, and as long as it stays crystallized, that usually means it's good. If it starts to lose its coating, that means that it is rotting, and I gave you the information about how long you could have it without being frozen. So she once again looks around and just, right, anyone else had anything?
Oh, nothing from me.
Right.
I believe I found my information, so I'm all right. But yes.
Very good. And you, sir? And she looks over towards you, Geckle.
I don't have anything in particular, unless you know of any jobs to the east.
Unfortunately, that is not my area of knowledge. I mostly deal with security for the city. Even getting people prepared to march it should be the Master of War's job, but since there is no current war going on, it comes down to the Mistress of Defense.
Then I believe I am fine. Thank you.
Very good. Should I send word ahead? Will you be going to the junction tonight?
We can
It's a good question.
leave that decision to Barnabas, considering he's taking point on this next adventure.
Unless we have anything else to do, I don't see why we wouldn't.
Right. So she looks at you all and goes, very well. I will send word ahead so they are prepared for you. Thank you very much for the job you've done. If you need to get in touch with us, I'm sure you can figure out how to. And if we need to get in touch with you, we surely know how to. So, good work, and we look forward to building this relationship in the future.
Thank you, and good night.
And she gets up, ushers you all out, and she whisks away and continues to pretty much order people around. So you guys walk out into the night in the streets of the what the heck is it? The Cloud Top District. I'm assuming do you guys have anywhere you want to stop first, or are you going straight to the Traverse Junction?
Mm.
Those gems that were found from the giants. Did we want to see about trading those in, or does anyone have use for any of them? Particularly, I suppose Barnabas. Do you need gems for any spells? Oliver, you as well?
I don't know. But all I really need is this, and Oliver just kind of pats the horn on his hip.
Of course. Well, then perhaps we can trade them in real quick.
It is rather late at this point, so I don't really think any shops would be open.
Fair.
But I'll say those of you, probably Alba and Barnabas, you guys do know Kraghammer is completely different than any other city since it is entirely underground. There's no real night and day, so once you get there, there probably would be a shop you could find that's open.
Is this information relayed?
Yep.
Well then, I suppose we're done for here, and going to make our way to Kraghammer through portals.
Great. This will be fun.
All right. So you guys head out. You exit the Cloud Top District into the Erudite Quarter. As you're just walking down the street, everyone make a perception check.
I didn't notice it. We put that in
Yay.
Discord there,
Got
Shane.
him.
But yeah, I found a high res map. It is Feshing
Yep.
River.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, no name. We need to fix that.
All right. Well, Rothgar and Oliver, you both notice. Actually, and Barnabas, you all three notice. As you guys are in the Erudite Quarter, someone is like there's not very many people walking around, but one who is walking in the opposite direction of you. You see as he walks by and gets rather close to Alba, and you puts or something either is put in or taken out of her pocket.
So something was either put in or taken out of her pocket?
And the guy just continues walking.
Oliver's just gonna kind of like move over to Oliver, just kind of nudge her and just be like, check your pocket.
Well, keep an eye on him just in case, and she'll quickly search her pockets.
Yeah. Well, too bad you rolled a 1 because you had no idea what happened. But looking into your pocket, you feel a very small folded piece of paper.
She will pull it out and take a look.
Okay. If anyone else is looking at it with her, you guys cannot read it. It's in Thieves' Cant, and it says, "Rumor is you're going to be headed over to the dwarves. On the top slab, there's a tavern named Swindler's Rest. If you were able to find us easily enough, I'm sure you'll find the place, and when you do, Krell will be waiting for you."
Cool. She quickly just, I guess. Anybody know how to set things on fire?
No problem. I can take care of that for you.
Thank you.
Just scorch it. It's gone.
There you go.
Sweet.
So,
Well, I suppose we're off then to Barnabas, you do have the note, correct? Yes, we can head off. Yes.
You think it's okay to stable the cart and the horses just at the Lamia or the gate, or
Yes, that's right. I suppose if we are going to be teleporting up, we'll have to set it up for
Since I'll say
more
this, since you
time.
guys did say you were going to be heading to the junction tonight, they would have offered to have someone stable your stuff for you
yay?
Oh, cool.
instead
As
of
I
having
say,
you run
I
all
know
over
we
the
did.
place.
I know we
Would
did
have felt
last
real
time, but
guilty
yeah.
just leaving the horses to fend for themselves.
But
Oh
yeah.
no, they would have been. They would have sold that cart and horses. They'd be gone.
So
Like
yeah,
we did set them up last time, but then yeah.
so yeah, they will be. They ask you where you want to be brought in. If you guys say at the Lamia, that is absolutely fine. They tell you that the pay will be taken care of and not to worry about it.
Oh, cool.
Very generous.
So you guys are walking, and you do reach the junction. There is once again the one little door that has a light on. You guys approach, and there is the desk with two people sitting behind it again. Completely different than the last time you were here. And they kind of just look up at you as you enter, and one of them, a elvish man, just looks at you and says, "Yes, how can we help?"
I will hand over the letter without saying anything.
He reads over it quickly. Goes, yes, one moment, and he walks out of the room he is in a door that is behind them, and a moment later, the door that goes further into the building opens up in front of you, and he's standing there, and invites you all in. He after he closes the door behind you all, he brings you over to a area that has probably a good 8 or 9 doors on the walls surrounding it. It's a large square-shaped room, and there is a door you came from. Well, actually, here it'll be easier if I just. If you look in the middle of Iman right now, there is a door you came from, like right there, and then
We are not on the Amon map.
You're not? Oh, I still have you on that map. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, there is like the door there, and then going up this direction. So, and then there are doors lining the walls on the sides. So there are probably about 9 to 10 doors surrounding, not including the one you come in from. And there is a little like sitting area in the middle of it. And he brings you over to a couple of benches. Says, right, if you'll just give me a moment, I will be going to let Gatekeeper Xanthus know that you have arrived. And he walks away. A few minutes later, comes back with a I'll say anyone. Actually, no. You know what? I'll just say you all know. He is a darker skinned elf. He looks like he not full drow, but has some drow in him. And he approaches, and he just gives a bit of a nod and goes, "Yes. Apparently you are on good terms with some of the council, so we are here at your service. Which one of you would happen to be Barnabas?"
Oliver will look at Barnabas.
He'll just step forward.
He goes, very good. Well, I was told that you will be needing this, whether it be now or in the future. And he hands you a piece of paper that is rolled up with a bit of string tied around it to keep it kind of sealed. He goes, now, we were told that will be leaving tonight. Which circle would you like to be sent to?
Kraghammer, please.
Very good. If you could just come this way, and he leads you off to one of the doors that is on the left-hand side from the angle that you came in. He gets up to the door, pulls out a set of keys, and unlocks the door, walks inside, and you all see a very dimly lit room. And looking around, you actually don't see any lights. It seems that most of the light is emanating from the markings on the floor that of the teleportation circle. So he goes, "If you could just give me a moment, I will be sending word ahead so they will know to be expecting you." And he closes his eyes and just you see his lips moving. He's not really, no real sound is coming out, but he just, right. Well, there should be someone getting prepared to come and greet you as you arrive. Before I send you, is there anything else that you need?
No, nothing from me.
Right. Well,
Can I just get like if they're going to be sending us? Can I get a quick look around at the scripts?
like the runes on the
The,
floor.
the runes, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
The runes, yeah.
Do an arcane check.
I would like to. I mean, Oliver's just checking them out. So, like, can he have advantage or something? Because I don't think Oliver will be analyzing it at all.
I mean,
but he's
I mean,
definitely
you guys are
interested.
like, yeah. I mean, if you want to roll again, go for it.
You already got a
Just-
19.
Yeah. But yeah, you take him in. You recognize that there is obviously it's very obvious what it is.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to. It's like since we know what it is, I want to get the gate address, you know.
I've never seen something like this before up close.
As you all are doing this, he brings you to the center of the room and asks you to all stand there. He tells you it'll take a little bit of time for him to complete the ritual. So he gets on the ground, moving all around you all with chalk in his hand, making different markings and such. So now is your last chance. Anything else before you guys get sent off?
Nope.
I think we're going. Let's cross that event horizon.
So, after close to 10 minutes, he kind of looks up at you all and says, "All right, don't know who's been through this before, but just ready yourselves." And he finishes
French.
connecting one last line, and you guys feel not uncomfortable, just heavy pressure around you. It kind of feels like you're flipped inside out quickly, and then before you could even realize what's going on, you are standing on a very smooth stone floor in a very dimly lit room with a dome ceiling.
All right.
Oliver
Well,
looks
that's
distinctly greener.
you'll get used to it.
It appears that the ceiling has some sort of stones in it that give off the dim light.
Gotcha.
And you're kind of just standing there. Everyone's looking around, and it appears that there is only one door that exits the area.
Well, obviously this is the way out. I also want to get a quick look here as well, if we can.
Is it always like that?
At times. Should be on the sea. It's much worse than some of the greater storms I've been in.
So you guys are heading to the door?
Yep.
Okay. As you approach and get close enough, you notice that it is not an actual door. It's kind of just the outline and shape of a door engraved into the stone. Looking around, actually, I know Geckel does. So does anyone else read Dwarvish?
Nope.
No.
I think,
Barnabas does.
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say our translator here.
Yeah.
All right. So
C3PO.
Barnabas and Geckel, you both see a little metal sign hanging from the front of this outline of a door that just says, "Please be patient. Someone will retrieve you shortly."
It says we should wait. Someone will be here shortly.
You guys
Yes,
are going to be waiting for about 10 minutes. Is there anything anyone wants to do?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, just to try and memorize any scratches we have here as well.
I think Oliver would mostly just be asking the others, like, so I've heard a little bit about Kraghammer. Is it true that it's all like underground? And just kind of the touristy rubberneck sort of questions.
Yes, it is. And Alba will proceed to give him the rundown from 70 years ago.
Wide-eyed wonder the whole time.
All right.
You've seen one mountain, you've seen them all.
Oh, I assure you, this inside of this mountain is quite unique, actually.
Mountain inside a mountain, from the sounds of it.
Of course, if time passes in Exandria as it does here, Alba's just talking about black and white television and how neat that is. And
Absolutely, yeah.
We used to have to walk up and down the hill from this in the snow both ways.
talking about record players and stuff.
But after about 10 minutes or so, you guys start to notice the door starts to have some sort of arcane energy kind of running through the etchings into the wall. And after a minute or so of the energy going through it, it appears to actually become a real door, and it is cracked open. And on the other side, you see a rather young dwarven woman with a large smile on her face. Just kind of look at you all, smiling, and says, sorry for the wait, folks. Got here as fast as my little legs could manage. And supposed to be asking everyone who gets here. Any of you named Brandibus?
Yes, I'm Brenibus.
Right. Well, gonna be having to have a bit of a talk with you. Someone is waiting for you. And she ushers you all out of the room.
Oh,
Does this?
Hopefully.
maybe it's your friend who you were coming to see.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
So she leads you out into what again just looks like it appears to be a room that has been carved into the stone itself, and just smoothed around to give it a finished look. But as you are walking, she brings you over to a little area where she has a very small table with a very small or a very small chair with a very small desk that she sits behind, and there are all chairs there waiting for you all. And she kind of sits and she goes, "Right, now, Mr. Brandimus, there is apparently someone has been waiting for you. I've had these orders for about a month. They were not sure exactly when you would arrive, but a Mr. Varric Lasine." And that you do recognize the name as the person you did want to come see.
Thank you so much for that one.
She informs you that he has been expecting you, although he did not know when to expect you. And he has a home that you are invited to on the upper slab. You are currently in what is called the central crossing, given its name because you are on the center slab.
This person is obviously very learned. You don't expect a wizard to arrive at a specific time. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Mm-hmm. And she does also inform you that her name is Vernice, but you could call her Vernie.
It's a pleasure, Vernie, and thank you so much.
We
It's
really
an
appreciate the help.
interesting bit of travel.
I'm not really a fan of it myself, but convenient.
Yes, convenient. Yes.
So, do any of you know your way around the city at all, or will you be needing a guide?
From the sounds of it, one of us has been here. A couple of us have been here before, but it has been some time. Should we acquire a guide to see what's new here? Do some touristy things, I suppose.
It's up to you. We can make our way on our own if we need to, but it's been a long time since I've been here as well.
Alba?
Oh, I'm fine just exploring by ourselves, although doing some tourist things seems a bit fun.
Well, seems we'll make our own way.
Very good. Well, I can show you to the exit of the building, and then you can be on your way. Is there any information you need before you head out?
Suppose, where could someone stay here to have a bit of a good time, but a tussle, drink, and the like?
Uh, Not to be rude, but most the people here, obviously dwarves, uh, most of the people who are non-dwarven usually go to the upper slab. It's where they're most accepted. And she kind of says that with a bit of a grimace on her face.
Oh, that's fine. It's understandable here.
We do sort of need a place to stay for tonight.
Now we can go find something
Well,
in the upper
yes,
slab.
we'll find our way, I suppose.
Well, I do know two rather nice inns up there. Right. She gives you the name of the Firebrook Inn and the Iron Hearth Tavern.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, I was too busy being a smartass. What were those two names?
Firebrook Inn.
Yep,
Sorry, one sec.
the Firebrook Inn and the Iron Hearth Tavern.
Yep. Okay. Iron.
Both on the first slab.
Yes.
Because we're not dwarves.
And as you guys are heading towards the exit, she does say, if any of the if you're stopped by any of the carvers, just inform them that you have been through the central crossing and you have been given passage to the upper slab.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Vernie.
She nods and opens the door for you guys, lets you out, and you exit into a very large, very well lit cavern, although there is no natural light from what you can tell. It's either magical or some sort of some growing plants and fungi on the ceilings or walls or sconces, that kind of stuff. It is very well lit though. But you are now currently on the central slab. It is known as the Heart, which those of you who have been to Kraghammer before know. It is kind of like the Cloud Top District is to Iman. It's where most of the nobility and higher class citizens live. It is where two of the noble houses from Kraghammer conduct their business, and it is not very welcoming of outsiders. But with that being said, you guys want to just make your way up, or are you taking a bit of a walk around to have a look around?
I'd like to imagine that Alba was saying all that to Oliver as they're walking.
Yeah, that is fine. Hanging on every word, looking around in amazement.
Yep. Like on the way, I'm just gonna do a quick disguise self and do my dwarf in disguise and walk with him.
All right. So as you're walking, you are making your way around. It's right in this area. It really is mostly guild halls and large residences. As you're approaching what would be the passage to lead to the upper slab, you see a pretty small. It isn't even a full building, but it's like a shop front where a person is just standing behind it, and there are some little wares that he's selling out front. Just like taking a quick glance, you see like little things that it appears he has tinkered, like music boxes, little toys and such. But there are other things that he has that none of you really recognize either. So it just looks like a little pop-up shop of tinkering and little building things.
Ah, perhaps we could stop in here a moment before we head on up.
I'm fine to wait a second, although I wouldn't recommend buying anything. The prices will be a bit more expensive than usual.
It
Of
looks like a
course.
lot of the stuff that you do, Rothgar.
Some simple things, yes, but perhaps they'd also have use of the gems we acquired as well. Who knows? Perhaps some sort of trade could be made.
Here you go, and she just tosses him the bag of gems. Have fun.
Well, okay.
As you approach, there is a not old but middle-aged elvish, or I'm sorry, not elvish, gnomish man, and he gives you a bit of a smile as you're approaching, and just go. As you get closer, he goes, "Hi, welcome to the Cracksackle shop. Proud wares of the Cracksackle Guild Hall. Just a bit of a display of what we have. If you wish to buy, you could, but we want to get our name out there."
Ah, seem to have some fine wares. What are you most proud of?
He kind of looks around. He goes, "Well, I'm personally fond of the music myself. I enjoy those, but uh, someone as well equipped as you are, I'm sure, has interest in different types of objects. Yes,
Perhaps.
there is this," and he holds up a handful of dynamite in front of you.
Ah,
He looks at it. He goes, "Yeah, this right here," and he points at the like little fuse. He goes, "You put a little bit of fire to that, throw it, and they call it a boomstick for a reason."
I see. Eh, what else might you have by chance? Perhaps something along the lines of this, and I'll pull out my pistol.
He goes, we don't have any of the firearms. Those mostly come from the White Stone. Where the dwarves aren't much of a fan of them. It's mostly the humans.
I see. Well, dynamite could be useful. Oh, and then also, would you have any use? We have these gems we're looking to trade in. Any use for them?
Well, if you wish to buy anything, I could trade for the price of the gems, but I have no money to be offering to buy them from you.
Yep. Well, how much of the dynamite do you have?
Oh, I have probably about 400 gold worth. We also have other items here, and he goes around pointing stuff out. They have a glue bomb, which I mean, very obvious. They have a stink bomb, again, very obvious, and they have a wing glider. Um, you could harness it on yourself take a minute and harness it on yourself, and you only fall 30 feet per round, and you can glide around and move in any direction 40 feet in that round.
So we have a nice hang glider and
Hmm.
some fun bombs.
Yep.
Um. Well. How much is this gliding contraption here?
Glider is 200 gold.
Well. Hmm. How about this? I've got 200 worth in gems, and also I have 200 gold myself. About 200 worth of the dynamite and the wing glider.
So you want 4 sticks of dynamite, that would come out to 200, and the glider.
Why not?
All right. And he hands it all over. And I linked in Discord like the exact stuff for them.
Thank you. And yes, I suppose I did get your shop's name, but you fine gentlemen, any particular name we should call you, and if you and your wares?
I do most of the sales on the slab. We do have a larger workshop down below, but you could call me Gizmo.
Gizmo it is then, and
Not my name by choice, but it was everyone likes calling me.
completely understand. I'm Rothgar the Iron Dragon.
Right. Well, better than that, I guess. And he kind of chuckles at you.
Uh, just mountain folk, yes. Well, I thank you, Gizmo. Perhaps we'll meet again shortly. Who knows?
Well, remember, before it blows up, throw it, otherwise it'll hurt.
Oh yes, I've used it before.
All right. And he goes back to his business.
So basically, with a glue bomb and like the wing glider, you're basically Batman.
Yes.
No, I went dynamite, so I didn't take the glue bomb.
Batman used explosives.
This is true.
So you guys now are easily able to make your way up to the upper slab, which is much more lively. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to on the top slab? You do know that that is where Varric is waiting, where he lives, and you also know that that is where the 2 taverns are that you got the names of. So what are you guys looking to do first?
I mean, it was pretty late when we left, right? So
Yep. But again, there
Yep.
is no real night and day in Kraghammer.
But we don't want to be jet lagged.
That is true.
Perhaps bed down for the night in one of these inns, and tomorrow we can go meet this fellow Barnabas knows.
Unless you want to go now, Barnabas.
I'm fine either way.
Okay, then we can sleep.
All right. What tavern do you guys want to go to?
Any particular choice, or should we just take a gamble?
Well, we can flip a coin. First one heads for the inn, tails for the tavern.
Sounds good, I suppose.
Oh, so 1 is the inn, 2 is the tavern. The inn.
The Firebrook Inn it is. All right. You guys are easily able to find it yourselves. As you're walking around, actually, I won't say everyone. Actually, wait, hold on. Alba, did you tell everyone about the letter that you got, or the note that you got?
Nope.
Okay. So then you can make a perception check. You do not see anything on your walk.
Yay. Good at perception.
Yeah. But you do find your way to the Firebrook Inn. And it's rather lively at this time. There is a dwarven man playing the drums up front, and as you enter, you see a mixture of all different races enjoying themselves, but most of the workers appear to be gnomish and a couple of dwarves.
Oh, seems like a fine enough place, I suppose. I suppose we should find the keep. Uh, anyone at the bar?
There is a uh, rather small gnomish man behind the bar, very nicely dressed, a bit balding on top, so maybe middle aged, but with blonde hair and a nicely kept blonde goatee.
Hello, good sir. We're looking for a place to stay.
Well, uh, lucky for you, we have openings. How many rooms are you looking for?
How many rooms, folks? Suppose
Uh,
how many rooms do you have available
I
first?
think we have about 8 or 9.
Ah. Should we share, split, choices?
I guess it depends how much they cost.
Single room with just one bed will be 1 gold per night. If you're looking for a room with multiple beds, it would be an extra 5 silver per bed. So we can fit up to 3 people in one room. It would be a 2 gold stay for those people.
I'd say let's get our own room. It'll be nice.
Yes, for now, I guess yes. Our own rooms for now.
All right. Uh, Unfortunately, we do not have them all next to each other, so some of you will be right above us on the 2nd floor, and I think 3 of you will be staying on the top floor.
I'm fine with the second floor.
I don't mind either way.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, if you want to just get your payment sorted, I will go grab you the keys.
Thank
But of
you.
course.
And Alba pulls out. How many nights do you think we'll stay? Should we give 2 for now?
Suppose we don't know how long Barnabas' business is going to take, do you, Barnabas? So 2 nights, yes.
Alba will pull out 2 gold.
Okay. So yeah, everyone would take 2 gold off. A couple moments later, he comes back with the keys. He puts them down. He puts 2 off to the right and 3 off to the left, and he holds his hand over the ones on the right, and he goes, "Right, these 2 will be 2nd floor. These 3 will be top floor."
Excellent, thank you. And Alba will pick up one of the second floor ones.
Yes, thank you, sir. And I'll take one of the top floor.
And as soon as you guys pay him and stuff, he's back walking up and down the bar serving drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Oliver will just wait for the others to pick their keys and just take whichever one's left over.
I knew that was gonna happen.
All right.
I don't really
So-
care.
I'm going to assume if Alba's staying on the 2nd floor, Barnabas would probably just stay
I would assume,
closer to
yeah.
her for.
I left it that way for a reason.
Yeah.
And also fewer steps for the old man.
True.
That too. Yep.
So, is there anything anyone wants to do before you head to bed?
Just bed for Alba.
Well, Alba,
Yes?
I do have a bit of something for you with the gems you lent me there. Pull out one of the sticks of dynamite there. I don't know if you've ever used these or not before. Boomsticks, dynamite, whatever you wish to call it.
Never used it myself, but it seems fun enough.
Well, one for you for now, before you head up.
Thank you very much.
But of course. And also gonna Gackle,
Yes.
bit of a present for you as well. Have a stick. Have you used boomstick before?
No. How do you use it?
They're fairly simple. You just need to light the end on fire and throw if you wish to do it that way, or get it in a general location and someone else can throw a fire at it for you.
Oh,
Adds a bit of a boom, just don't be anywhere near it when it goes off.
fair enough, I will keep it to one side.
Very good.
All right. Well, everyone heads off. Barnabas, before you go to sleep, are you looking at that thing?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, when you do open it up, you find that it is two pieces of paper rolled up on each other. One of them has a sketch of the sigil for the teleportation circle in Iman, and the other is a scroll of teleportation circle.
Very nice.
So when you can transfer that over to your book, you can feel free. I think you have to wait another level or two, though.
Yeah, I don't remember what level that is, but I know it's
Something like
higher
that.
than
I
one I
believe
can
it's
cast.
4th level spell, I believe. Ooh. Okay, well, in the compendium, there's 2 teleportation circles, and neither one works. But yeah, so you will have that whenever you want to put it in. And you don't have to use one of the 2 that you know as Iman, they gave it to you.
It is a 5th level spell.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if you ever get to a bind too, you could cast it off the scroll.
Yes, he could.
So, everyone goes to sleep. Everyone awakes. I'll just say you guys eventually all gather together in the tavern to have a bit of food, drink, and discuss what you want to do.
Well, should we be off first thing in the morning, or would we like to explore a little first here in Kraghammer?
Is it morning? For sure? It's hard to tell.
We're inside a mountain. It's whenever we choose this morning.
I feel rested enough, so I assume it's morning-ish.
Suppose.
As you guys are having this conversation, the same gnome from last night approaches and goes, "I couldn't help it over here. It just came in from outside. It is probably going to be sun up in about an hour."
Oh, thank you very much for that information.
Of course.
Ah.
And he goes off.
Well, good to know.
So, Barnabas, do you want to go meet your friend now or later?
Oh, we can go whenever you are all ready. It's not a particularly dire need to speak to the man.
I'm fine now. If you explore, I'll probably deal with the contents of the letter first.
I mean, it is kind of why we came. We might as well do it.
Well, then let's go.
Albar, I'm assuming you're breaking off?
Yeah, she will just say, I've got some dealings to deal with. I will meet you back at the inn. I'm sure you all be fine on your own.
Anything that I could do to help before you go?
Can't think of anything. I don't think I'll be in much trouble.
All right, just Careful.
Of course. Thank you. I mean, I've already died. It's not like I can die again so soon.
You can. You absolutely can.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So, we'll do the larger group first. You were given directions to his house. You make your way there, and there are arcane symbols engraved on the door in the front. Barnabas, do an arcane check. Okay. You recognize two different types of magic. One being probably some sort of home defense, and the other being some sort of transmutation magic. Actually, with a 26, you think that if you got close enough, you would have something give you a message. It would probably be some sort of magic mouth type spell, to where if you got close enough, you could hear it. If you got too close, boom.
Trespassers will be shot on sight.
Survivors will be shot again.
Well, do we just knock, or just going to knock, and I'll just walk up toward the door. Give it a knock.
All right, let me know when you could hear me.
Oh, hey.
I mean, I can hear you, but
It's messing up a lot.
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me try to disconnect and reconnect real quick in case it's on my end. All right, any better?
I mean, I can hear it. It's on my end. I know it's on my end.
All right. Well, I said you see two different spells. One probably being some sort of home defense, like a big explosion, possibly, and the other being some sort of message-giving spell, like Magic Mouth, something like that. Where if you get close enough, you'll hear a message. If you don't get, or if you get too close, you'll probably get exploded.
I would tell everybody at least what I would assume is the adequate range of that.
All right. You would assume the defensive spell would not go off until physical contact was made with the door.
So I would walk close enough to see what type of message we hear.
All right.
Oliver inches backwards very slightly.
You just hear, in a rather soft voice, you just hear, welcome to the home of Varric. If you have business here, please knock on the lower right-hand side of the door. Anywhere else will not go well for you.
I will tell Oliver where to knock.
All right.
Okay. Very tentatively, like, as far as he can possibly, like, be away from it and still reach the door, knock where Barnabas says to knock.
Go ahead and do an investigation check.
Investigation. I'm not very good at that.
I was just fucking with you. You didn't really need to do that. You knock, and kind of startling, all the sigils light up on the door, and nothing happens. 2 seconds later, the door swings open, and there is a rather elderly elvish man standing there in what appears to be sleep clothes, in a very long shirt with comfortable looking pants underneath and a pair of slippers. He kind of looks at everyone. He goes, Barnabas, and he just ushers you all in.
I will go in.
Follow Barnabas.
Everyone goes in. It's very, not very large, but very open in here. The room that you walk into has his dining area, kitchen, and what looks to be a eating / just sitting area with bookshelves lining up against one wall. He kind of goes, right. Didn't know you'd be bringing company, but that's okay. We could make tea for everyone. Everyone, sit. Give me a moment. And he walks off to go pour some tea into cups for everyone. A couple of seconds or a couple of minutes later, he comes back in with a tray and puts them all down. He goes, all right. Well, even though I knew you were coming, it is good to meet you. My name is Varric.
It's a pleasure. And he's a friend of
Oh,
Barnabas.
no, you. I don't know you. Him I know. Well, I don't know, but I've seen.
Oh.
Yes. My name is Rothgar, the Iron Dragon. Perhaps you've heard of me.
No, and not to be rude, but I don't really care. Barnabas is why I have invited you all.
Of course.
Okay.
So why did I need to meet you, Barnabas? I knew I was gonna. I just don't know why. What the reasoning is.
Well, I was supposing you could assist me with that as well. I've been having a few visions over the past few months, and I'm not a divination wizard, so it's a bit concerning to me to be having such experiences, and I was hoping that you could possibly shed some light on what this could mean and what it might foretell for myself and even my comrades here.
Well, now I do know quite a bit about divination magics. There is a difference, as I'm sure you are aware, between arcane divination and what some people would call a more natural type of divination, uh, where visions and such can come to you for their own reasons. I have to call upon arcane powers to see things. What you are saying appears you do this without asking for it or without learning about it. Yes?
Indeed. My area of study is, of course, learned a little bit in school, but found it quite tedious. No offense.
Oh, no offense. It is, but someone has to do it after all. Well, yes. Um, I can't tell you exactly what you're doing because I am more of the practiced and learned type, but I do know that as far as natural types of it, it usually comes from well, I don't want to say higher power as in gods per se, but from a power of those who had impacts on our lives but are no longer here. Family, friends, lovers who have passed away.
Interesting.
Are you comfortable telling me what you have seen? Perhaps it may be something I have encountered as well in my scryings.
It's not really. Well, I've had some clear visions, but I do believe there might be some explanation as to who that might have been from. Other visions are a bit more unclear and more of just a foreboding feeling than a specific vision. Previously, it had visions of a place that we ended up finding in Iman, and believe that that might have something to do with a former friend of mine.
Right. Well, foreboding. There has been much of that lately. Don't know. At least that's what I saw.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Well, don't know what you've heard of the goings on around here up in the north, but yes, foreboding is definitely one of the main feelings people have right now.
And have you had any visions of strange things or foreboding things on the horizon?
Well, I've heard rumors of one, and I have seen one myself. The rumors I have are that Joran Village has fallen. Apparently, there was cult activity to the north of it, and the foreboding circumstances I saw myself seem to have caused the cult to leave the area. They have taken over the city or the village of Joran. The people who were able to escape have sought refuge in surrounding area, and those who did not escape, well, cult, you know. But I do hear that it is a cult, but it is being led by some very large demon. I don't know much about those creatures, so I can't give you more of a description than very large with wings and horns.
Oliver would know anything about that,
I mean,
possibly.
you can roll just do a
Religion?
straight intelligence check.
Intelligence. Okay. Intelligence.
Do a family tree check.
Nope. Yeah. I would imagine I know nothing since I got a 5.
I mean, just devils.
Yeah.
That's always a possibility. Wings and horns.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
At
mean,
least more likely than demons, especially since we already know the cult is devil worship.
but he continues on. Now, what I was able to see through some of my spells was there is a bit of a struggle for power happening a bit further to the north by very, very powerful, very, very ancient creatures. I believe that their skirmishes have picked up recently, which has caused the weather to become more harsh and for the cultists to flee to lower ground.
Oh, that's definitely foreboding.
Yes. Well, I wish I had more information to give you. It appears that your bit of what you see is probably coming from a source that you would be familiar with, that may be either trying to guide you or send you on the right path for whatever you're looking to accomplish.
Would it ever be possible for these visions to be telling me not to do something as opposed to doing it?
It is always possible that someone could be giving a warning. I have never experienced it myself, but I have talked to some who do have visions without arcane interference, and from the ones that I've talked to, it seems that if it is a warning, there would be a bit more of an unsettling feeling to it. They usually describe feeling very anxious or very alarmed during the vision, rather than if it's going to be something that you should be moving towards. You usually tend to feel rather good about it. Even if it is moving toward danger, sometimes that is what you have to do to accomplish your true goals.
Oh, that's good to know.
Can I get anyone some more tea?
Thank you.
I'm still good with this cup, thank you.
He nods. He goes, and I apologize for being rude before, but I do not like wasting time when it comes to things I have seen. I needed to get that out of the way, but yes, it is very nice to meet all of you.
Yes, you
Of
as well.
course.
When you talk about ancient creatures north, do you know what kind of creatures at all?
Yes, thought I made it quite clear with the weather patterns and such. Dragons, sir.
I was a little afraid you meant that.
I have seen. I'm assuming most of you know the difference between metallic and chromatic dragons. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Enough, yes.
it appears that there is a very ancient blue and silver dragon who seem to be having a bit of a dispute. I'm not sure what over, but they appear to be basing it in the Grey Valley, north of Jorn Village.
Well, I believe that we've gathered enough information anyway to. We were already heard rumors of these cultists, so another thing that we can add to our list of terrible things that we might want to investigate.
The more we
Yes.
hear about it, the more urgent it really seems to sound. Starting to think maybe we should go there sooner rather than later.
Still, though, we do have some other matters as well to worry about. We've had things pulling us north, and now all of us have a few things pulling us south.
Varric kind of looks on at you all and just goes, "Well, it appears that you all are going to have to do one of my least favorite things in the world, which is make a decision on what path to follow."
Suppose so. Well, did you have anything else for us, Mr. Varric, at all, or?
Apparently do not. I hope I was helpful to you. And he looks at you, Barnabas. He goes, I wish there was more I could tell you about your type of visions, but alas, I have to rely on magic for mine.
No, your help is appreciated.
Yes, and these visions you're able to conjure with your magic, can they be, I guess, targeted is the word?
It depends on my familiarity with the location, person, object, something like that I'm looking for. Uh, Depends on the time. If I'm looking for something, how long ago it was seen somewhere, or where it was. There are many factors, but why do you ask?
It if you saw an image of a ship, would that be enough for you to get eye on it, I suppose?
It is a possibility that I could find perhaps a location. Uh, I can try.
That'd be wonderful. I suppose the next question is, how much would it cost?
Well, I feel as if I wasn't able to help Barnabas as well as I should, so we'll say first one is free.
Oh, I greatly appreciate that. Going to take out my journal.
And do you already have a picture drawn, or is it when you're drawing?
I'm using my magical tinkering, which I can create a static image, and I'm just creating it on front of my journal.
Okay. All right. Well, since it's going to be magical, I'll say you don't even have to roll anything. There's no real roll for this, but I'll give you advantage on it anyway. Roll 2d20s. Well, you're rolling 2 because it's going to be with advantage. And as long as one of them is higher than a 12, he will be able to get a picture of it. Cannot do it. He kind of does it, and you see him come back to reality, and he looks at you and goes, "I am sorry, friend. I appear not to be able to, but perhaps if with some time, trying it again. If you come back in a couple of days, I may have better luck."
Thank you. Even just trying has been a help. If we are still around in a few days, I might take you up on that offer.
Very good.
Oliver, did you wish to, do you
Oh.
have any idea that might help him locate possibly your father?
Not really. We can talk about it later, I guess, but I think I'm fine. Thank you again
Yes.
so much for your help.
Yes,
Thank you.
I enjoy the company. But good luck on making your decision. Stay safe. And I have a feeling a few of you will cross paths again.
I'm sure we will.
And he stands up in his slippers and night clothes, walks over to the door, bids you all farewell, and you guys are back out on the upper slab.
Well,
Oh God.
well, I suppose that was useful. I suppose I don't know. Barnabas, did you find out anything new, or is it simply just what we already knew?
No, we found out a bit more about the cult and didn't really. Found a little more clarification about things that I had already had a general idea about. Probably wasn't worth the entire journey here. Certainly, it was helpful that we were able to transport here rather than go by foot, which would have put quite a bit of strain on the gains we would have received from this. But as it stands, it doesn't seem like it was entirely a waste of time.
That's good, I suppose.
Well, then, real quick, since you guys finished up with your stuff, Tara, before we get into what you're heading into, I am going to go grab a bottle of water real quick. So if everyone wants to take a quick break, we'll be right back.
Bio break. back with snacks, so I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, I'm back. Who are we still waiting on?
I think we're all here. I'm munching though, so I'll be muted.
All right.
Think we're good?
All right. Well then, Alba, as you
Yay.
are off on your own, go ahead and make another perception check.
Woot. I realized I should have asked for that whatever on perception or wisdom. But
All you guys ever got to do is ask. Oliver's happy to hand it out.
Tara, the player, forgot.
It wouldn't have come in too handy this time anyway. But it takes you a bit of time, maybe about an hour or so of walking around before you come to a tavern called the Swindler's Rest. It looks rather not dirty, but unused. It looks like not many come and go from there, but you do find it. Entering in, it seems like most of the windows are boarded up from the inside. So there's no real vision coming in from outside aside from when the door is open. But you enter, and there is only one other person in the bar. A rather rough-looking male dwarf with a scar that you can see from the middle of his forehead down his right cheek, with an eye patch covering his right eye, with red hair, very bushy red beard, and he is just sitting behind the bar in a tall stool with his feet up on another stool.
Alba just smiles as she steps close and as it says in Thieves' Cant, "Are you Krell?"
He kind of looks over at you. His feet come down. He go, "Oi, must be Alba. I've been waiting to hear from you."
Yes, just arrived late last night. And she will sit at the bar.
Well, they sent word that you would be quick. I didn't expect to see you within 12 hours.
We did have some fun with the teleportation circle, I admit.
Good. So, did they give you any information about why you were wanted here?
Not at all.
Right. Well, I'm sure you must have heard a bit about the rise in tension between us and the Myriad.
Yes.
Right. Well, it's come to our attention through some spying and such that we have found a location of a smaller outpost of the Myriad where they might be keeping a bit of information that would be of use to us. Apparently, and this isn't my idea, I don't know you, and no offense, but you're not part of the clasp, so I don't trust you completely.
Of course.
But apparently, my brothers in Iman do trust you. So, we have a bit of a task for you if you're willing to accept.
It does seem quite intriguing. I would like to hear the details.
Now, apparently you're part of a group that does a bit of adventuring and such, so they would be offered in on the job as well. But we do have a time period. It needs to be done within 2 weeks. So, let me pull up really quick. He tells you that in Kraghammer, in the lower slab. Oh, I don't know why I moved you all to this map. Oh well. All right, but in Kraghammer, in the lower slab, many years ago there was a pathway that led between the lower part of Kraghammer and the Underdark. Apparently, in some of the old passageways and such, because no one really wants to go there, apparently the Myriad has set up a small outpost. They have seen 7 different people coming and going from there, so they know there's at least 7. But they believe they're holding onto. They're not exactly sure what, but valuable information. Well, I shouldn't say they're not sure what. They're not willing to tell you what.
Yeah.
But valuable information. If you can get in there, it's completely up to you how you want to do it. He says, I don't care if you kill everyone and get the stuff. I don't care if you sneak in while they're sleeping and get the stuff. If you could get the information back to us within 2 weeks, we'll have a bit of a reward for you. And I don't know if you've dealt with any bit of reward from the previous ones, but we compensate those who help us very well.
That sounds good to me. I do have to ask, do you have a general estimate of the reward? I want to make sure my companions are fine with doing this.
Well, we'd be willing to pay 750 gold for the retrieval of the information.
Oh, that sounds excellent.
He goes, aye, to you, yes. To me, it's money coming out of my pocket when I could just send a group of my own to do it. But apparently, they want to give you some sort of a test.
Then I hope I do well.
Well, you will know where to find me. Go have your discussions with your friends. Don't bother coming back. You either do it and come back with the information, you go try to do it and die, or you just never see me again. Either way, I don't care too much.
That's completely understandable. Thank you very much for allowing me in like this.
Right, no problem. Good luck and all.
Thank you. And did he describe like exactly where to find said pathway?
There is one main area where there is like where there was like barricades and such that were put up before they eventually collapsed most of the tunnel that led down to the Underdark. So you would know where that area is. He just told you it's somewhere in that area.
Okay. So she's fine with that. Thank you. Hope you have a nice rest of your day. And she will head out.
So, are all you guys meeting back up at the tavern?
I believe so.
I would think
I'll say after maybe 2 hours total, everyone is back at the tavern.
Hello, all. I've got a job for us if you want to hear it, but I guess first, how did your little chats go?
Well, Varric is a interesting individual. Had a lot to say and kind of not a lot to say at the same time. Heard about more activity from the cult. Apparently, they've moved into Joran Village.
And
Oh,
then afterwards proceeded to leave a bit because there's some fighting dragons up that way.
oh,
Just real quick, in case I wasn't clear, they are staying in Jordan Village. They went down there to get away from the dragons.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. Yeah, okay.
The fighting is happening up to the north of Jordan Village in the Gray Valley. So they moved further away to escape the weather conditions caused by very
Gotcha.
old dragons.
Yeah. Cool. Yes, something about a squabble between a blue and silver dragon.
that's fun. Hopefully, we don't have to encounter them too soon.
How did things go for you? Where did you go anyway?
Just some fun class business. Apparently, they want to give me a test to get this information from the Myriad. Apparently, I've created a little outpost on the lower slab. Should be easy enough if you all want to join. There's a 750 gold reward.
It's just breaking into a Myriad outpost, eh?
Yep, at least 7 characters, so not terribly outnumbered.
Well, is there, I suppose, a particular deadline, or do we need to go tonight, or?
Oh no, it's 2-week deadline, so we can just get
so-
it done tomorrow, maybe.
So perhaps we could scope it out a bit and figure out how exactly to go about it then.
Yeah, sounds great.
Alba, do a history check. Oh, you're not sure currently, but as of 70 or so years ago, they're not very welcoming to where all of their manufacturing and such in the lower slab. They're not very welcoming of outsiders because they don't want people stealing their schematics and such.
Yeah, she will tell that to the others and then say, we may need to get, what's her? Vernie to give us a escort down there. Maybe give a bit of gold to a quiet said dwarf. Or perhaps the said dwarf would be happy that we are eliminating the Myriad from their lower slab.
I don't think it's best to mention that at all. From what I know of these two factions, they grease a lot of palms.
Suppose that's true.
I'm also not sure how happy they would be to find out that the class is asking us to do it.
Oh, we wouldn't mention that part. We just mention we heard some rumors the Myriad were hanging around in their lowest slabs, and we're here to take them out.
Out of character on a side note, did we? Now I'm confused. So when we were discussing the wings and the horns, was that the dragons, or was there actually is
No,
there
no,
a devil in charge of the cult?
There's like a devil in charge of the
Yes,
cult.
there is some sort of horned winged creature that is leading the cultists.
Okay, so we didn't know that information, so we would tell Alba that as well, because that was new information.
Okay.
Yes, it seems few things to decide as well once we're done with, I suppose, this job. I guess the question is, do we wish to approach Fernie, trust her in this information, hope she's not involved with the Myriad in any way, or...
I think it'll be fine to just ask for an escort.
All right then.
So, is that where you guys want to head down to?
I suppose so. We need to at least we need some
Is it
way
sure?
to get down there.
Right. So, you guys make your way to go towards the central slab. You guys weren't trying to sneak or anything, right?
No, not really.
Well, you guys are stopped by two guards asking you, what's your business for going down there?
We're just heading to see Vernie. She offered us an escort.
Well, she could offer you what she wishes, but doesn't sound like any sort of business that will be permitting you to go down.
Could you at least ask her to head an escort up here?
Oh, sure. But am I a messenger? No, I'm not. Why don't you keep up there? Be more comfortable around the mixture of your people.